I'm going to make this very, very simple for you. The people who are in control of the world do not want you to be strong. They don't want you to feel confident in yourself. They don't even want you to be able to provide for your own family just so that you never move up into the higher ranks of society. Instead, they want you to be weak. And guess what? This is happening exactly how they want it to. But before we get any further into this, let me just explain why they want you to be weak. If you want to take control of any society, the absolute first thing you do is you make men weak. Why, you may ask? Well, men are the foundational building blocks to our society. And when they are weak and they don't stand up for anything they believe in, the society can then be controlled because no one's going to stand up or even say an unpopular opinion because, well, frankly, they're too scared of what other people think. And when this happens, when no one is willing to stand up for anything, when you go and decide to listen to whatever propaganda TikTok is telling you, these people, or elites as I call them, they now can tell you what to do, how to think, and even how to act. All because guess what? You decided to surrender your power to them. And the best part is, they quite literally make you think that it's your choice. That it's your choice to use all these certain types of pronouns and everything. But on the same token, if you don't want to use those certain types of pronouns, well then too bad, because guess what? You're now canceled. And this is exactly the way that they play the game. So for those of you who are watching this right now and you think this is absolute nonsense, by all means, click off. But for those of you who are ready to make a change, who are ready to start standing up for what you believe in, there are 3 pillars that I need you to start focusing on. And this first pillar is acquiring knowledge. And this is the most important pillar out of all 3 of them. And this is simply because the more knowledge you have out there, the less control the elites can have over you. But when it comes to acquiring knowledge, there tends to be a very big misunderstanding because not all knowledge will have the same effect on your life. Not all knowledge is created equal. And it's not just any knowledge that is going to affect you positively in your life. In fact, most knowledge won't even keep you where you are, but it will actually hold you back. And this is because fundamentally there are 2 different types of knowledge. There is conceptual knowledge and empirical knowledge. Conceptual knowledge is the one that you acquire by going to school or by spending 5 years studying some pointless degree in college. Look, if you studied something like economics or finance, no doubt it will take you a while to acquire that knowledge, but this information that you're acquiring at college is simply conceptual knowledge. And by that, I mean information that has been studied for decades that has some conceptual backbone behind it that ties it together through principles that are backed by theories. But that's the problem. 90% of conceptual knowledge is just that. It's theories. It's things that sound nice or maybe even worked in the past, but sure as hell don't work today in the world that we live in. And what happens is you go to college, you spend 4 or 5 years, you think you're so smart, you're learning all these concepts and frameworks to how the world works, and then you get out in the real world and you realize none of it applies. You may know how to write a business plan, but you sure as heck don't know how to start a business. You may know product market fit, but you definitely don't know how to create a product that the market wants. And we see it especially even when you look at university professors who have never ever actually done it themselves. So when I'm saying that you need to acquire knowledge, I'm not talking about conceptual knowledge, I'm talking about empirical knowledge. And empirical knowledge is going out in the real world and experiencing it yourself, trying different things, getting references, and then learning from those things that you have now experienced, rather than building theories and concepts and then maybe, just maybe, testing it out. And believe me when I say that the people who are the most successful in the world are the ones who have gathered the most amount of empirical knowledge. So from now on, I want you to remember that if you are learning something that is conceptual, these are just concepts and theories that haven't been tested in the real world. And by that, I mean this has been battle tested in real world conditions. I'm not talking like, oh, well, we did some survey and we found, no, I'm talking like this has been seriously battle tested. And the way you acquire this empirical knowledge is by learning from the people who have walked the path that you want to. For ages, people have been doing this, where you learn from highly successful people, you study their material top to bottom, and then implement it into your own worldview. That way, they could gather the most out of all of the knowledge in the world. And this is exactly what I recommend for you to do. Find someone who is successful, who you aspire to be like, and study them. And look, gentlemen, that is the best way to acquire knowledge. Find out how they structure their business, how they structure their work, how they view the world, and even what their methods are. And even better, if they've laid out a game plan to their success, follow that game plan to an absolute T, step by step. And that is the formula for acquiring knowledge. Now, the second pillar is diet. I absolutely need you to start focusing on your diet. And a big part of this is, I think a lot of men have completely neglected this recently because it's just possible for us to. I mean, from an evolutionary standpoint, men have always been the so-called hunters. They had to go out and kill their food, which this alone took a ton of exercise. And I think even generally speaking, the American diet has gone completely downhill as well in the last few decades. And when your diet is absolutely horrible, this then affects men's testosterone levels, men's mental health, and even more. And this leads us into the next pillar, which is exercise. And this is a very, very big one, because I think many people have just become too comfortable not doing anything all day and just eating whatever they want as well. It's more of a challenge for many people to step out of their comfort zone than ever before. And I think exercising is a key part of this comfort zone. But I think with both diet and exercise, the elites have pushed us so much into this narrative that it's okay to not be healthy, that it's okay to sit around and eat McDonald's all day, and well, you do exactly this because it's just easier to be complicit. And this is why I need you to start focusing on this. Even if it's only going to the gym a few times a week, or going for a run, or even doing 20 push-ups every day, the more you exercise, the more control you will have over your physical health. Now, these three pillars combined, knowledge, diet, and exercise, are going to lead you to getting more control over your life than you've ever had before, so that you don't fall to the elite's tricks to make you weak. But these are just the first steps. The next thing I need you to do is to start learning how to make money in this day and age. And this is exactly why I made a video only a few weeks ago on the best online jobs for 2023. With that video right here, along with this one, you'll be right on your way to getting your power back from the elites. So with that said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.